guess you know it's pretty hard to think about racing when you got the backdrop that we have at the moment, and everyone's pretty much in holiday mode. But we all know it's going to come down to some serious business in less than 2 days from now. So yeah, as much as you want to go and walk around and enjoy the island fever, you know what you're here for. So yeah, if you've trained hard, and I guess we're going to have to try and put on a good show for everybody that's going to watch us.
And I guess for myself, it is number 7, I think. So done it before, come back again, and like Hank said, you are here for business at the end of the day. It's hard not to get carried away and get stuck into the food, the buffets and island lifestyle, sleeping in, this sort of thing. But at the same time,
just checking.
How's it feel?
Rock soft.
Nah, but at the end of the day, you know, it's come race day. I think 30 seconds split us last year, and I know a couple of years ago we had a second and third, and I reckon it was 30 seconds. Hank had a second, I had a third, and before that it was always Clint in the middle as well. And watching Hank come through, and I had a third. So we've been pretty close across this channel, and I'm hoping it's that same way again this weekend. Hoping I have the nose.
Just the other way around. Look, this will be my 9th Molokai, and I've tried a lot of different things. I've tried the breakaway from the start. I've also tried, you know, marking your opposition, and sometimes it's caught me by a surprise. You know, the one year I thought I'd just be racing it head to head with Clint, and Corey got away on North, and to be honest, we didn't see him, and hats off to him, he pulled it off. And then the following year I thought, no, I better mark him, and then I think Sean went a little bit somewhere else. And so yeah, you know, to be honest, there's a lot of guys out there, you can't take anyone for granted. You know, there's a lot of guys that want to win it, not just the people that have won it before. So you can't write anybody off. You can't just look down and just pick one person. I've been burnt before. So for me, everyone on the start line is a contender, and I guess, you know, there will be the guys that will come to the front, like any race. You know, it's just a matter of how long you're going to stay there for and how much you want it. So I'm sure Corey will be there, I'm sure Clint's going to be there, I'm sure there's quite a few other guys that are going to be there, maybe even ahead of us, because they're going to just put it all on the line, and we like maybe trying to conserve, because we've been across the channel, and I don't think I've ever crossed the channel. I mean, you can ask Corey, and you've crossed the line, regardless if you won or have just come second or third, you're still pretty spent. So nobody crosses the channel and smiles. It's more of a grimace.
It's the amazing thing about this race is, like Hank said, my first win, it was unexpected. It was unexpected by myself, let alone everyone else. So all of a sudden I found myself in that position. I don't doubt that there might be someone out there on Sunday that does that also and finds themselves in this position, gets this adrenaline rush, and next thing they know, they're on the stage. So look, it's just such a great race. I mean, I've had some epic battles across the channel, and I've got no doubt that this Sunday is going to be much the same. I'm sure that at some stage, you know, last year I think it was about 30-40k. I said, all right, put the hammer down, let's try and get a gap, and I reckon I got about a 3-metre gap on Hank and Jasper, and it's just ridiculous how even it is. Yet, you know, I think I worked it out a couple of years ago. If we raced 150k, it was about a minute and a half difference variance between us, and it's not just us, it's your other competitors as well. So the level's there. It's about 10 to 12 people that are there to go that top 5, and like I said, I've got no doubt that there'll be a couple that will surprise everybody.
For me, the toughest part is normally sitting at the start line, because you know, anyway you look at it, it's 52 k's ahead of you, and you're going to hurt no matter what. So I think that once you get past that, once the hooter goes off or the siren, you know, it's all behind you, and you're just into race mode, and I think you know, you absorb whatever comes your way, but it's just the anticipation of knowing that when you're lining up and everybody's paddling around and wishing everybody good luck, you know it's going to hurt in the next couple of hours. So for me, I'd say that's the toughest part, is just to like try and push that away, but you can't.
Corey? Much the same. I think you know that the work's done. You've completed these 40, 50k paddles throughout training, and you've got there as happy as you can be. Yet you rock up on the line and, you know, the doubts go through your head. You start going, oh, how am I going to get to the place I can't even see, and this sort of thing. So you're looking into the distance and you go, have I got it in me today? Yet you did on the last Saturday, the Saturday before that. The nerves start to creep up. You do. You look across the lines.
Sure, you've trained a lot, eh? Jeez, the Saturday before that, I haven't done that much training.
So 3 weeks.
I think I'll ask Corey actually with about 200 meters to go, we stop the boat, shake hands, and I say, let the best man win, and give it a go to the finish.
That'd be ideal. I'm hoping that Hank just, you know, lets me have it.
Oh, look, when I have crossed the line as the winner, it's been fantastic, especially your first time. You remember it. You know, the times after that, you just sort of, you know, obviously you've ticked it off, and you've come back and you managed to pull it off. The last couple of attempts, I haven't managed to, so you know that's a challenge for me. You know, obviously I'd love to win it, but there's a lot of other guys that want to say the exact same thing. So yeah, we'll just let it all play out, and we'll see what happens. I would be happy regardless, as long as I know I've put it all on the line. You know, if I win or lose, as long as I've tried.
Yeah, I think this is a statistic race, you know, like people say, oh, Dean Gardner's won 9, your Oscars have won 12, and this sort of thing, and you know, the guy sitting next to me has won 3. So it does generally sort of suggest that the people that are good over this distance in this ocean, you know, with the swells, can continue to keep winning and that sort of thing. So it would also, it's great to have so many past winners out there, and you line up and it's pretty phenomenal to race against the likes of your Hanks, your Clints. Dean Gardner will be back out there. GK often pops back over. So you have a look across and you look at the past, present greats, and it's just a bit of an honour to be on the water with them. So to come across the line first with all these guys out there, it's pretty amazing.
For sure. I mean, I think we're all sportsmen, and you know, we're going to leave it all on the water. So we're going to try our utmost to decapitate each other when we're out there, and once we cross the line, we'll be the first one buying beers. Yeah. So that's the great thing about our sport. You know, it's a fantastic sport, and we get to travel the world racing against your mates and your friends, and obviously your major competition. You know.
Yeah, look, it's obviously, as you can see, we're pretty spoiled here this week. Earl Evans, Al, Shawn Partners. It's just been an awesome week travelling with, again, some of your great mates. So thank you to you guys. Families over here, Mum, Dad, Lani, got the little bub over here. So thank you for driving us down the coast and putting up with these long weekends of not so much lay days. So it's awesome. And then you've got the Dean Gardners, Ocean Paddler, Fenn. So it's pretty cool to have all these guys over here with you, supporting you, and be great mates. So thank you.
Yeah, for sure, exactly what you just said. I mean, yeah, Shawn Partner's been great for paddling in general, for surf ski paddling, especially back in Australia. So, you know, obviously they're supporting us here, and thanks to Earl and Alan, it's been great, and honour being part of the team. And yeah, obviously I got my sponsors back home, Eurosteel and Fenn and Gara Racing Paddles, and you know, they all helped me to get here, and obviously to race against the best, but you're only as good as your support crew, and your number one support crew is your family. So my wife Pips and my boys, I got 2, you still one ahead of you. My son Tor, and obviously Max, he's a bit young to know what's going on, but my little boy, last thing he said to me when I left, he said, "Dad, you better win." So no pressure. But yeah, I've got my dad also, he's out there, he's been coaching me my whole life. So you know, my mom, she's been there since day one. So yeah, pretty much that's what family counts, you know. So yeah, I wouldn't be here without all of those people, their support. So I'm looking forward to try and obviously do them proud, and do the best I can as well for myself.
May the best man win.
Good luck, mate.
Shot, man. Good luck.